Welcome to Latvia. In the shadow of popular travel destinations, this jewel remains largely undiscovered. Over half of Latvia is covered by forests, yet charming small towns reveal themselves, captivating visitors. The Baltic Sea gently kisses the coast, ancient castles watch over river valleys, and medieval cities tell tales of merchants, kings, and forgotten times. Discover with us today the green heart of the Baltics. Latvia is not a land of extremes, but one of density. Density of nature, density of silence, density of space. This sparsely populated country counts fewer than 2 million inhabitants, yet extends over an area comparable to Ireland. What makes it special is not just its pristine nature, but the extraordinary depth of a culture that has remained alive to this day. Over 1 million traditional folk songs bear witness to this cultural continuity, a heritage also rooted in the fact that Latvian belongs to the oldest still-spoken languages of Europe. Traditions here are not staged, but naturally lived and passed down. The country's long, multifaceted history is visibly reflected in its cityscapes, with each region preserving its own character, forming a unique cultural mosaic. We start today in Kurzeme, in Latvia's Wild West, a region where the Baltic Sea, wind and history unite into a poetic landscape. Liepāja is a city of contrasts, and therein lies its strength. Here the city doesn't end at the beach, but flows seamlessly into it. The Baltic Sea wind blows through broad boulevards, old industrial buildings, and modern cafes. In Liepāja, war was not only fought, it was staged. Decoy installations like this were meant to mislead enemies during World War II and protect the real harbour. In the north lies the district of Karosta, once a strictly secret military city of the Tsarist Empire, later of the Soviet Union. This past is still palpable today. Massive barracks, abandoned apartment blocks, and the infamous Karosta prison tell of control, isolation, and power. Visitors can walk through cells today where soldiers were once imprisoned. An oppressive, honest look into Europe's military history. Above all rises the St. Nicholas Cathedral with its golden domes, built for Russian officers, today a silent landmark of the city. Liepāja wears its history openly, and that's exactly what makes this city so fascinating. Kuldiga feels like a time capsule, quiet, elegant, and surprisingly familiar. The old town, with its lovingly preserved wooden houses, resembles a small town in Central Europe more than the Baltics. Cobblestones, low roofs, and gentle colors give the place an almost fairy tale atmosphere. The centerpiece is Ventus Rumba, Europe's widest waterfall. Unlike dramatic cascades, the water here falls flat and calmly into the depths. At low water levels, you can even walk across it, an almost surreal moment. Fishermen once used this spot to catch salmon with their bare hands when they jumped against the current. The historic brick bridge spans elegantly over the Venta River, connecting the old town with the surrounding nature. Kuldīga is a place for strolling and pausing, and one of the best proofs that Latvia's true beauty often lies away from the major cities. Talsi is often called the hill city of Kurzeme, and rightly so. Unlike many Latvian towns, Talsi is not flat, but rises gently over a landscape of several lakes. This special topography gives the city an almost Nordic elegance. Historically, Talsi was an important cultural center of the region, shaped by Latvian, German, and Jewish influences. Today, Talsi is a place of balance, nature and city, movement and tranquility. Aizpute is quiet, and that's exactly why it's so impressive. This small town feels like a forgotten chapter of Latvia, traversed by a calm river and carried by an almost timeless atmosphere. There are no major sights in the classic sense here, but a feeling: deceleration. The Tebra River meanders quietly through the town and gives Aizpute a special depth. A place for travelers who read between the lines. The cliffs of Jurmala belong to Latvia's most dramatic landscapes. Here, the land rises abruptly above the sea, rugged, eroded, and constantly in motion. The cliffs offer spectacular photo opportunities, especially in changeable weather. Historically, these coastal sections were difficult to access and were long considered dangerous, which protected them from development. Today, narrow paths lead along the edge, always with respect for nature, showing the raw, powerful side of the Baltic Sea. Pape is wild, open, and surprisingly pristine. Located directly on the Baltic Sea coast, the nature park combines beach, wetlands, and wide grasslands into one of Latvia's most untamed places. Pape is particularly known for its free-living wild horses that roam the landscape in herds. They were deliberately settled to keep the natural grasslands open, a rare example of how nature conservation and wilderness harmonize. Encounters with these animals don't feel staged, but genuine, a reminder of what Europe looked like before it was tamed. Kandava lies nestled in a gentle river landscape and seems like a painting that slowly came into being. Historically, the place was an important traffic point between coast and inland, which gave it early significance. The Abava River flows through the town and shapes not only the landscape but also the atmosphere. Cape Kolka is a place of encounter. Here, the open Baltic Sea meets the Gulf of Riga. Two bodies of water, two currents. The point itself is inconspicuous, but the feeling of standing here is unique. The free horizon to the east makes Cape Kolka one of Latvia's best places for sunrises. When the light slowly glides over the water and the waves cross from two directions, an almost hypnotic spectacle unfolds. We continue to the south, to the Zemgale region, the wide, open heart of Latvia. Endless plains, fertile land, but above all, monumental castles characterize this region, which was the political and cultural power center for centuries. Jelgava was once the political center of the Duchy of Courland, and this significance is still palpable today. The dominant Jelgava Palace rises monumentally over the city and is considered one of the largest Baroque palaces in the Baltics. It was designed by Bartolomeo Rastrelli, the same architect who also worked on Russian Tsarist palaces. The palace was the residence of the Dukes of Courland and the center of court life. Today it houses a university, but its long facades and symmetrical inner courtyards still radiate power and order. Right next to it, the Lielupe flows calmly through the city. Its banks invite walks and give Jelgava an almost relaxed, open atmosphere. Slightly south of Jelgava, in Rundale, awaits not a palace but a true statement. Often called the Baltic Versailles, this Baroque masterpiece symbolically represents the wealth and ambitions of the Duchy of Courland. Here too, Rastrelli was responsible, and you can feel it in every detail. The interiors impress with Rococo decorations, gilded halls, and artful stucco work. It quickly becomes clear why the palace is compared to Europe's most beautiful. But the true magic unfolds in the garden. Strictly geometrically laid out, French-inspired, and meticulously maintained to this day. Fountains, avenues, and sightlines create perfect symmetry, a controlled counterpoint to Zemgale's wide landscape. Rundale was never a defensive structure, but a place of representation. It was meant to impress, order, and make power visible. And that's exactly what it does to this day, uncompromisingly and overwhelmingly. Ten minutes away by car, Bauska Castle unites two worlds. It is simultaneously a medieval fortress and an elegant Renaissance residence. The complex is strategically located on the peninsula between two rivers and tells of centuries of changing power relations. The older part of the castle dates from the time of the Livonian order, massive and defensive. Directly adjacent, the Renaissance wing was later built, placing residential comfort, art, and representation in the foreground. Today, the castle houses a museum that impressively documents this transitional period. From the walls, the view opens over the river landscape, wide, calm, and timeless. Jaunpils seems to have sprung from a historical novel. Surrounded by moats and walls, the castle radiates a medieval romantic atmosphere. Unlike many other complexes, Jaunpils was never completely modernized, and that's exactly what gives it its charm. Built in the 14th century, the castle long served as a defensive structure. Today, when entering the inner courtyard, you feel transported to another time. Wood, stone, and simple structures dominate the picture. Jaunpils is not a monumental castle, but a personal place, far from large crowds of visitors. Dobele Castle tells its story in fragments. Today they are ruins, but precisely this incompleteness gives the place its special power. The walls date from the 13th century and once belonged to an important order castle. During the summer months, the ruins come to new life with cultural festivals, concerts, and medieval events. Dobele is a place where past and present intertwine, raw, honest, and impressive. The Riga region is Latvia's pulsating center. Here, history, architecture, and nature are concentrated in a small space. Between urban elegance, green retreats, and quiet landscapes just a few kilometers outside the capital. Riga is more than just a capital. It is a mirror of European history. The city was founded in the 13th century by German merchants and crusaders, who quickly made Riga one of the most important trading centers in the Baltic Sea region. This past is still palpable today, especially in Vetriga, the old town. Narrow streets, medieval facades, and squares tell of the Hanseatic era, when goods, languages, and ideas met here. The Riga Cathedral rises calmly and powerfully over the old town, a testament to centuries of religious and political significance. Just a few steps away stands the House of the Blackheads, once a meeting place of a wealthy merchant brotherhood. Its magnificent facade is less defense than self-representation, a symbol of civic self-confidence. But Riga doesn't live only from its past. Outside the old town opens one of Europe's largest Art Nouveau districts. Entire streets are characterized by richly decorated facades, masks, ornaments, and symbols. Contrasts belong to Riga, like the Daugava belongs to the city. The Orthodox cathedral with its golden domes sets a spiritual accent, while the National Library on the other side of the river appears futuristic and monumental at once, a modern landmark of knowledge. The central market, housed in former Zeppelin hangars, shows everyday Riga. Loud, lively, authentic. And just minutes away lies Kronvalda Park, just one of many green oases where Riga briefly pauses. Above all towers the TV tower, Europe's third tallest. Supported by three massive reinforced concrete legs that perfectly protect it from strong winds and ice loads. From up here, a panoramic view opens over the entire region. Jurmala is Riga's elegant time-out by the sea. The city borders directly on the capital and stretches along the Baltic Sea coast. It is known for its endless beaches, fine sand, and gentle dunes. Instead of massive hotel complexes, historic wooden villas characterize the picture. Many date from the time when Jurmala was a resort of the upper class. The promenade connects nature and architecture in a relaxed way. Jurmala feels light, airy, and decelerated. Jurmala is also part of Čemery National Park. This shows a completely different side of the region. Moors, lakes, and forests define this protected landscape that spreads out quietly and widely. Especially the moorlands give the park an almost mystical atmosphere, shrouded in fog, quiet and pristine. The Great Chemery Bog Boardwalk leads right through this fascinating moorland landscape. Wooden walkways stretch through water surfaces, mosses and small lakes. At the observation tower, the view opens over a seemingly endless, flat world. Chemery dominates with unique nature, a retreat that makes Latvia's close connection to the landscape palpable. Salkrasti essentially represents the transition to the next region. This place is known for the Baltakapa, the white dune. It rises bright and soft above the coastal forest and offers a wide view of sea and landscape. The contrast between sand, pines and sky gives the place an almost graphic clarity. Salkrasti is quiet, nature-connected and honest. A silent conclusion to the Riga region, far from urban dynamics. Now we go to northeastern Latvia, to Vidzeme, Latvia's green backbone. Hills, rivers and dense forests shape a landscape here that is pristine, moving, and deeply connected to nature. Gauja National Park is Latvia's oldest and at the same time largest national park. Along the Gauja River rise sandstone cliffs, forests and gorges that have been shaped over millennia. Particularly impressive are the Ergli cliffs, whose bright rock walls rise steeply from the green. These rocks are more than natural formations. In their walls are found decorations, notches and traces of human use, silent witnesses of early cultures that used the rock as shelter, orientation, or ritual site. Light and shadow constantly play new scenes here, especially in the morning hours. Gauja National Park doesn't seem spectacular in the classic sense, but deep. Paths lead through forests, over heights and along the river. Vidzeme shows itself here in its purest form, calm, archaic, and impressive. Cēsis is considered one of Latvia's most historic cities. The old town is compact, charming, and characterized by cobblestones. Small squares and historic buildings give it an almost continental atmosphere. Above all towers Cēsis Castle, one of the country's most significant medieval fortresses. The ruins tell of the time of the Livonian order, of power, conflicts, and strategic importance. Well-maintained parks extend around the castle, forming a gentle contrast to the medieval architecture. The Amata River stands for movement. Faster, wilder, and more dramatic than many other Latvian rivers, it winds through deep gorges and past imposing rock formations. The most famous point is Zvartes Rock, a massive sandstone block that rises abruptly above the river. From above, a wide view opens over the landscape. Below, the water rushes past. Sigulda also lies nestled in the national park and in the valley of the same name. The landscape here is comparably diverse. Hills, forests, and deep incisions define the picture. The most famous landmark is Turida Castle, whose red brick is visible from afar. It symbolically represents Latvia's medieval history. Just minutes away lies Sigulda New Castle, more elegant, brighter, and more representative. Sigulda is a place where nature is not a backdrop, but part of everyday life. The Vidzeme cliffs show Vidzeme from its rugged coastal side. Wind and sea have shaped a jagged landscape here, characterized by constant erosion. Breaking edges, exposed earth layers, and narrow beaches create a dramatic scenery. This section feels untamed and honest, not a place to linger, but to observe. Valmiera connects city life and nature in an unusually harmonious way. Parts of the city lie directly within the influence of Gauja National Park. Riverbanks, forests, and paths wind through the urban fabric. Valmiera becomes particularly lively during the city festival, when culture, music, and community fill the public space. At the same time, the city offers numerous opportunities for activities, from hikes to boat trips directly through the center. Madonna is known for contrasts. On one hand, surrounded by gentle hill landscape. On the other hand, host to spectacular off-road races that attract motorsport fans from the entire Baltic region. The region lives from movement, athletic, scenic, and cultural. Nearby lies the impressive Sesfane Castle, a historicist structure with an almost fairy tale quality. Finally, we go to Latgale, Latvia's spiritual soul. A region of lakes, silence, and faith, shaped by deep religiosity, cultural independence, and a history that clearly differs from the rest of the country. Daugavpils is different. As Latvia's second-largest city, it carries a complex identity, shaped by Russian, Polish, Jewish, and Latvian influences. Numerous cathedrals and churches characterize the cityscape and show how diverse this region is compared to the others. This complexity makes the city raw, honest, and historically deeply rooted. The centerpiece is the fortress of Daugavpils, the only completely preserved bastion fortress in Eastern Europe from the 19th century. It was built by the Russian Tsarist Empire and still appears monumental today. Daugavpils is not a classic beauty. The city demands attention and time and rewards with depth, history, and authenticity. Kraslava Palace sits elegantly above the Daugava River and tells of a time when Latgale was strongly shaped by Polish-Lithuanian nobility. The architecture combines Baroque and Classicism, restrained but dignified. Particularly impressive is the location. From the hilltop, a wide view opens over the Daugava Valley, which stretches calmly through the landscape. A place that doesn't explain history, but radiates it. The Basilica of Aglona is Latvia's spiritual center. For many, it is not a travel destination, but a sacred place. Thousands of believers pilgrimage here annually, especially on August 15th, when Aglona becomes the religious heart of the country. The Baroque church, with its bright towers and the spacious square in front, radiates calm and sublimity. Surrounded by lakes and gentle landscape, Aglona seems almost removed from the world. Aglona represents what Latgale embodies: identity and inner strength. A place that symbolically represents this wonderful country. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe to not miss any more videos. Until next time.